Unexpected and also perhaps unfathomable. Such has been the start of the Serie A season for both Atalanta and Fiorentina. Coaching changes have seen Paolo Vanoli take charge and so far failed to change the fortunes of Fiorentina, whereas Atalanta have turned to former Viola head coach Raffaele Palladino. When the fixture list was announced at the start of the season, no one would have expected Atalanta and Fiorentina to be in the bottom half of the table. No one would have expected Fiorentina to be penultimate in the league and still without a win. But that is the situation at the moment, as both teams have struggled at the start of the campaign. Atalanta got their first win under Palladino in the Europa League, beating Frankfurt in Germany 3-0. Can they take that form? Here is a big question as Scamacca very nearly links up with Lookman. That's a good ball though to pick out Ken. Karnisicki gets his body in the way twice. Huge double save from Marco Karnisicki. First to deny Ken and then Piccoli. Looks to be just onside there, the Italian. Takes a deflection off Jim City, but it's all about the second save. Atalanta happy to keep control of the ball at the moment. De Ketelaere though sets off. Space for Scamacca down the middle. He's been found by De Ketelaere. And De Gea capable of completing what was in the end a pretty straightforward save, but direct and efficient, that Atalanta attack. Lookman, De Roon, De Ketelaere. Now Lookman. De Ketelaere, and this time it's a much better save from De Gea. They cause so many problems. Atalanta's front three, they've been misfiring since the start of the season. Ademola Lookman, of course, had to be reintegrated into the squad, having made it very clear that he wanted to leave in the summer. De Ketelaere. Zappacosta. A little bit of a tug there on the Belgian from Fagioli. Lookman. Ederson. Kossounou. It's good approach play, but it's a bad finish. He's found himself in advanced positions more than once. Odilon Kossounou. Lookman trying to take on Pongracic. Lookman still going. Pablo Mari holds his ground. Good defending. He certainly looks like he's enjoying his football once again, Ademola Lookman. Ken. Here's Dodo. Mandragora. Oh, we know he can hit the Mandragora. He's shown it on a few occasions already this season. Long distance specialist. Just to disguise that ball though. Bellanova defending it well. Ranieri. Mandragora there, well defended by Ederson. Ranieri's cross. Jim City away, now De Roon with a really good first touch. Lookman finds Ederson. Waits for the support of blue and black jerseys. Here's Lookman. Zappacosta. Lookman. Back to Zappacosta. Saved by De Gea. Villanova was waiting for the pullback. Jim City stops Ken. Scamacca controls that really well. Now De Ketelaere. De Ketelaere. It's another really good block by Pablo Mari. Nearly evaded the entire Fiorentina defence then. Charles De Ketelaere. Parisi. That's good play by Fiorentina with Ranieri, who can feed Som. Piccoli and Ken in the middle. It goes to Piccoli, and Carnesecchi once again makes the save. Not over. Poor delivery by Luca Ranieri. Not happy with himself there, the captain, but Carnesecchi had to make the save. It was well worked by La Viola. Scamacca. Ederson. He was caught. Kossounou. De Ketelaere. De Ketelaere. And David De Gea sticks out a hand. Another good effort. Might have gotten the better of most goalkeepers in Serie A, but not David De Gea. Here he is again, the Belgian. Caught by Ranieri. Here's the effort again from De Ketelaere. Good save from David De Gea. Zappacosta. Jim City's header. Just over. Ederson. De Ketelaere. Digs out the cross. Nearly reached Scamacca. Atalanta on the front foot again. Kossounou bends it! Oh, what a goal! I'm not sure that the Ivorian means to do that, but it doesn't matter what he meant to do. The result is an absolute beauty. He couldn't dream of scoring a better first goal for Atalanta. Well, it's a moment that he can enjoy this. Odilon Kossounou picks out the opposite corner with apparent ease. It's turned out to be an absolutely marvellous finish. Unstoppable for De Gea. Even Scamacca's left speechless. Might be teased by his teammates as to whether or not he meant it. I'm sure he'll claim that he did. Nothing David De Gea could have done about that Kossounou strike. Had already produced a couple of good saves. That's not a good clearance though. Scamacca to Lookman. Lookman! De Gea's mistake, very nearly a costly one. Really good ball by Daron to find Scamacca, and he looked to place that, the Nigerian. Only a minute of added time in this first half. A minute that's almost up. It is up now. Well, Odilon Kosounou's first half effort, his first goal for Atalanta, is what separates both teams at half-time. Welcome back everyone to the New Balance Arena for the second half between Atalanta and Fiorentina. After 45 minutes, Odilon Kosounou's wonder goal. Daron kicks us off in this second half. Atalanta played well in the first 45 minutes, and it is 3 points that will allow Ladea to close the gap with the top half of the Serie A table. Som, good pass. Parisi evades De Ketelaere, but not Bellanova. Cross comes in, Piccoli misses it. Ken didn't connect with it properly. De Ketelaere, Scamacca back to De Ketelaere. And it's another finish from Charles De Ketelaere that's hit straight at De Gea. Ken, always favourite in terms of speed. Ken hasn't had many sights at goal, Moise Ken, but that direct play is what he likes. He'd always back him there to reach the ball before Jim City. Kossounou, forward position again for him. Bellanova's cross, and it'll be a corner. Five minutes into the second half, Atalanta on the hunt for a second goal. Jim City trying to find space. Zappacosta's corner, De Ketelaere, and Lookman has scored. Fell to him kindly, Ademola Lookman. But he's the sort of player that when he has those kind of chances, he doesn't miss them. Ademola Lookman has shown over the last couple of weeks that he is slowly returning to his very best. And he absolutely adores playing against Fiorentina, the Nigerian. It's already his 6th career goal against Fiorentina. Palladino's celebrations are slightly muted. And to think that when Stefano Pioli, who was sacked, he was thought of as a possible replacement with a possible return, as Lookman almost finds a way through. But in the end, Palladino chose to go to Atalanta. Talks to bring him back to Florence. Scamacca. Good turn by Scamacca. Zappacosta in support of Lookman. Lookman's crossed. It's saved by De Gea. De Roon got something on that. De Roon. Scamacca. Scamacca goes for goal. We know he has plenty of power. Needed to be perfect from that sort of distance. And that's a good header by Ken to pick out Dodot. Dodot spins, and again takes a deflection off Hien. It'll be another Fiorentina corner. Didn't want to release the ball there, the Brazilian. Zappacosta showing good speed, the veteran. Here's the corner, Ken is there. And Scamacca with another important clearance. That was heading in. Garnesicki was probably going to reach that, but nonetheless, Scamacca. Lookman. Finds De Ketelaere. De Ketelaere. Waits for support. De Ketelaere still. Ederson. Pongracic showed good speed, you know, to stay with De Ketelaere. Mandragora. Ken's header off the post. Well, when things go against you, they go against you. Unlucky. Met it well there, Moise Ken. Holds his run and then times his header really nicely. Garnesicki's never reaching that. Hien with a foul, that'll be a yellow card for Hien. Again, you feel that this free kick is just a little bit too far for Mandragora to go for goal, but he might just have a crack anyway. Mandragora, it's fizzed low and it wasn't too far. De Ketelaere reaches Zalewski. Corner. Difficult for Sulemana to do anything with that. De Ketelaere. Krstovic. Hits it wide. Richardson's header completely misheaded by him. A win in the Champions League a few days ago, and another win without conceding here in Bergamo to hand Raffaele Palladino's first victory in Serie A in charge of La Dea.